The summer event has returned to Forge of Empires, bringing dragons, boats, and tons of rewards, and so let's run through how to maximize the prizes you specifically want. The minigame of this event is about as simple as it gets. Flip random tiles on a board. Each tile gives you a reward, however, there are some special tiles. The shuffle tile will completely reset the board, giving you a new start. The reveal will show 2 hidden tiles. The double will give you twice the reward of the next tile you flip. The daily special tile will give you whatever today's daily special is. The calendar key will open the door to the calendar for today, or give you 1 of 4 fragments needed to assemble a key if you've already gotten the key for today. And lastly, new to us is the Golden Dragon. Get 3 of these and you get a super board. More on that later. Note that you will only ever see the calendar key or a dragon, not both. It seems they have a roughly 50-50 chance of appearing on each board. Each tile you flip will give 1 or 2 progress towards the grand prizes, averaging 1.5 per tile. All in all, you'll need at least 840 progress to get the main event building. Don't worry though, it's perfectly achievable for free, and you don't even need to be that strategic. All you need to do to get the main building for free is complete all the quests, play the daily challenges, and collect incidents. You should get way more doubloons than you need. This event is slightly different in this reincarnation, bringing 3 new boosters. These are the Cannonball, Bounty Amplifier, and Spyglass. The Cannonball eliminates 1 tile on the board, removing it from play. However, that also means you cannot collect that reward. The good news is that it cannot destroy any special tiles other than the shuffle. If it does destroy the shuffle, you will need to fully clear the board to reset it. The Bounty Amplifier doubles the reward of the next tile you open, and will also reveal 2 rewards after opening that tile. The craziest part? This stacks with the double tile. That means that you can quadruple a reward. And lastly, but by no means least, the Spyglass reveals the shuffle, reveal, and double tile on the board. This is handy to avoid the shuffle if you really want to get the calendar key or dragon. Of course, you can always go a bit further by completing this event's mini-challenges. The quest lines are linked in the description and pinned in the thread on Discord as always. On beta, these weren't too bad. Just remember that the productions needed for this one are from production buildings of your own age. So no blacksmiths unless you're in the Bronze Age. Check out Jumpin' Pumpkins, Wyverntide Smithies, or if you're really in a corner, you can get the Sunken Treasure from the Epic Summer Kit. The rest of the quests are pretty straightforward. You'll need to complete some negotiations, win some fights without losing, and recruit some units. I recommend waiting to complete the expeditions until you need to for the negotiation quests. Leave your neighbors unaided to get some fights in, and don't forget about the PvP arena, continent map, and the remaining encounters in the expeditions as extra sources for fights. From these challenges, you get some nice rewards too, including a bunch of doubloons which you'll need in the challenge itself. You also get 20 cannonballs, 10 bounty amplifiers, and 5 spyglasses from each challenge. As a hint, you might want to use these to complete the quests asking you to find specific items in the minigame, like shuffles or golden dragons. You can also win quite a few calendar keys and even 3 Sailmaker's Workshops if you manage to finish all the quests for each mini-challenge. Note that the first questline is the easiest and the third is the hardest, but the easier questlines also have slightly worse rewards. I'd recommend saving some doubloons before each if you want to complete them all. Again, all 3 of these questlines are linked and pinned on Discord and in the description, so join my server link also in the description to be notified when the mini-challenges are starting. I'll update this spreadsheet if the questlines change. New this year are super boards. These boards remove the shuffle entirely and have twice each the double, reveal, and daily special tiles, and a guaranteed calendar key. If that's not good enough, you get double the progress, so instead of averaging 1.5 progress per tile, you're looking at 3 instead. In short, these boards are awesome. Once you collect 3 golden dragons, your next board will be a super board. You cannot choose when to start it. Additionally, be aware that the only way to move on to the next board is to either complete the entire super board or wait until midnight when the boards reset. If you don't have enough doubloons to complete a board when you assemble a full golden dragon, wait until you do. The extra progress you get is a massive help in getting the main building fully leveled. Every day of the event, you can get a calendar key to unlock a reward in the event's calendar. Open all 32 chests to get the calendar reward, which includes a building that produces fragments of the main building and a permanent boost for quantum incursions, a portrait, a golden kit for the main building, and a week of Forge Plus. As mentioned before, you've got a 50% chance to get the calendar key on any given board. This means that each key will cost about 220 doubloons. I'd estimate most players getting close to 20 calendar keys for free. You can get another 6 keys worth of fragments from the mini challenges as they were balanced on beta, so if you make it your goal to focus on calendar keys and give up daily specials, you'll probably end up needing less than 3,000 diamonds to finish the calendar. If you go for daily specials, however, that number gets much bigger as each key costs 400 diamonds. Also, if you are completing the calendar, only buy the remaining key fragments needed at the end of the event, in case you find some more in the minigame. These are all the calendar rewards as they were on beta, but they could change for the live servers. Note the upgrade for the main building here. Getting it makes completing the main building even easier. Join my Discord server and enable calendar reward notifications so that you know what each day's calendar reward is in advance. For the minigame itself though, our general strategy is pretty simple. To get the most progress possible, only play boards if you have at least 160 doubloons on hand and complete every board fully. In other words, always find the shuffle. The shuffle tile gives you the 10 doubloons it costs to flip it back, meaning it is free progress. If you're not planning to focus on the calendar, I would recommend saving all of your doubloons for either the mini challenge days or the days when you see a daily special you want. I was averaging about 100 doubloons per daily special, so you're looking at over 40 daily specials across the course of the event. Not too shabby. Again though, if you do want to complete the calendar, you'll sacrifice getting the daily specials you want, and if you go for the daily specials, you sacrifice the calendar. I'll leave the decision up to you. Before deciding, you may want to know what the actual daily specials are. The dailies will include the 2024 Epic Summer Kit, which contains the Trading Post, Buccaneers Hideouts Buildings, Privateers Boathouse, Governor's Villa, Pirates Hideout, Crow's Nest, the Ship, Guard Posts, and the Sunken Treasure production building that you may need for when Baron Alaric comes knocking. The Trading Post, Buccaneers Hideouts, Privateers Boathouse, Governor's Villa, Pirates Hideout, and the Ship will also be available in selection kits as individual daily specials, along with the golden upgrades for the Trading Post and Governor's Villa making appearances. You can even get the Cartographer's House from last year's summer event, which provides fragments of the Trading Post and its golden upgrade. If you've been wanting some finished supply production items to help complete the mini challenges, the Tarot Card Caravans will be available and produces fragments of those items. Similarly, if you aren't getting enough motivation for your buildings, you can pick up the Chocolottery to get fragments of the Nutcracker's Guardhouse, or just pick up the Mass Self-Aid Kits as a daily special. If none of the other options sound good, you can collect some boost bottles for the Guild Battlegrounds or Expeditions with 300 to 400% boosts. Of course, you can always head over to my Discord server to be notified in advance of what the next day's daily special will be. Simply choose that role when you join. Before you join though, let's talk about the leagues and spending. There are leagues in this event, and as you've probably guessed, the Gold League has the standard building that produces fragments of the main building. However, all leagues, amateur and above, will have a Sailmaker's Workshop, with each bettered league having an additional level. That means you are all but guaranteed to be able to produce more of the main building over time, regardless of spending. Leagues in this event will probably jump quite a bit on the final day of the event. In the previous winter event, which had a similar mechanic, leagues jumped an extra 15% or so at the end of the event, but were mostly consistent otherwise. If you do plan on spending, this event offers an extra method to cash in. The double reveal and shuffle will give you treasure maps with which you can choose 8 rewards. Once you've chosen all of them, you can buy them with just shy of 3,000 diamonds. If you're willing to pay that sum, you can pick up some nearly exclusive rewards like the Sailmaker's Workshop, which provides fragments of the main building. However, it does have 4 levels, so it will be tricky to get all the upgrades. This chart shows the chance that an item shows up in each one of the reward pools for the treasure maps. There are 16 unique reward pools, and you're shown 2 of them for each map. Just be aware that you may need to pay more diamonds to cycle for the reward you want. And there you have it. That should be all you need to succeed. The event is mostly just clicking randomly, so don't stress too much about it. Feel free to join my Discord server to get those daily specials notifications, and as always, I'll see you all next time.